So just taking a moment here to settle yourself into Shavasana. And if you are just joining, the only special prop today is a Kleenex. So we'll be doing a little bit of pranayama later in class. And today's value is Vyana. So we're on our fifth and final value, right? 5 weeks goes by pretty quickly. So this is the function of prana that oversees and coordinates all the other values that we've looked at throughout this series. So if you think about last week's class, or 2 weeks ago's class on samana value, that was the function of prana that metabolizes energy at the navel. Vyana value is the value that takes that energy and distributes it through your whole body. So a practice that centers around Vyana value is a whole body practice. So rather than focusing on a specific place, we're going to be doing things that coordinate arms, legs, spine, facial muscles. So kind of the whole package working together. It's the breath of integration. Okay. So with that in mind, we're lying down on our backs, arms are alongside to begin. And just making sure that you have room over your head for your hands, that you're not going to hit a wall. And you might press down into your elbows for a moment so you can slide your shoulder blades together. And to begin, allow your body to still. So we'll take a few moments here to rest the body, to feel the floor underneath us. So your shoulders are dropping, your jaw is softening. And bit by bit, we're releasing the weight of the body into the floor. So letting go through the muscles, softening in the joints, softening in the abdomen. And now, as you inhale, let's bring the fingertips to the ceiling. And as you exhale, the backs of the hands touch the floor overhead. Good. Inhale, fingertips to ceiling. Exhale, arms alongside. So let's continue like this for a few breaths. You can keep your hands soft, your elbows soft, and just inhale, arms up. Exhale, backs of the hands to the floor overhead. Inhale, hands to the ceiling. Exhale, arms alongside. Good. So keep going for a few more breaths and see if your arms can follow your breathing. So keep moving along. And the next time the backs of your hands are on the floor overhead, let's stay there. We're going to reach through the right fingertips, press through the right heel. So lengthening the right side of the body. And then relax, left fingertips reach, left heel presses. And relax, good. So just keep moving from side to side. One side is stretching and the other side is softening. Good, keep your chin tucked just a little bit, the back of the neck long. And then interlacing your fingers, flip the palms away from the crown. Bring your elbows as straight as they go. Hands are resting on the floor. And we're going to flex and point the toes. So I always get that nice big crack first thing in the morning. Okay, spread the toes, press through the heels, and then point. Good. And then start to roll your ankle joints. So the big toes are drawing circles up on the ceiling. One direction, other direction. Good. And we're going to move back into lifting and lowering the arms, but this time with complete breath. So when you're ready, relax your feet. And as you press through the palms of your hands, inhale through the nose, fill the belly,
fill the chest. And then as you exhale, let's bring the arms down alongside. So nice and slow, following the exhalation. And we're going to do 3 complete breaths with the arms. So when you're ready, begin your inhalation. Fingertips are lifting towards the ceiling, belly is filling. And now as the chest is filling, the backs of the hands touch overhead, lungs are full. Begin your exhale, arms are lifting, chest is emptying. And as the hands come alongside, squeeze the belly in. Good, you got it, rest for a moment. And then again, complete breath with the arms. Begin your inhale, bringing your arms overhead to the floor, taking in as much breath as you can. And as you begin your exhale, the arms come up and touch alongside as you draw the navel in. Good, resting breath, 2 more. And so when I say to take in as much breath as you can, that means with a gentle effort. Okay, so we're never forcing anything. It's the deepest breath available to you without pushing. Yeah. And when we do breathing exercises, we never want to push. Some of them are quite strong, but it's always a gentle, controlled effort. Let's move into our side bends now. Interlace your fingers, bring your hands behind your head. And we're going to lift the shoulders, lift the head, side bend to your right. Place the head back down, elbows open. And then let's baby step the heels to the right, bringing the legs together. Good. And feeling a nice opening now in the left side of the body. And if you can keep that flavor of the complete breath and now focusing through your left hip, left side of the waist, rib cage, shoulder joint. Good. So big, long, complete breaths. And feeling how the inhalation increases the stretch, the feeling of opening, and how the exhalation melts stress from the body. So having the feeling of letting go as the exhale leaves the body. And keep your elbows heavy, your head is heavy in your hands. And now head and shoulders lift. Come back to the center of your mat, walk your heels back. And we'll side bend for a nice stretch on the right side. Head and shoulders lift, head and shoulders move left. Head down, elbows open, and then heels step to the left. Okay. Again, step to the place where you feel a nice opening through right side of the body. And again, finding inhalation and exhalation and just noticing the difference between the two. So inhaling and bringing fresh energy into the body, stretching, opening, and exhaling, letting go. And now head and shoulders lift. Bring the head and shoulders back to center and walk your heels back to center. Let's take the hands out from behind the head and just holding the hands over the body. We're going to flex and point the fingers. So just open and close the palms of your hands. And then use your 2 pointer fingers to draw circles on the ceiling. So nice and slow, big circles. And switch direction. Okay, let's bring the heels of the hands now to the forehead. And pressing in, just drawing some circles. Moving between the eyebrows and the hairline. Good. And just exploring sensation. Moving into temples, sides of the head. And then you can take your hands away and we're going to draw the thighs into the belly. So let's come to our wind reliever position, wrapping the hands around the kneecaps, hugging the thighs in close. And you can just rock out your low back. So just rolling from side to side. Good. And now moving your hands to your kneecaps, we're going to trace circles up on the ceiling. So this is our rock around the clock motion. Good. Massaging the lower back, the sacral area across the back of the pelvis. And then switch directions, roll the other way. And now place your feet back on the floor. Knees are bent. And we're just going to fan the knees. So just letting the knees drop from side to side. Keeping the shoulder blades on the floor, arms on the floor. Yeah, so if the knees don't come all the way to the floor, that's fine. Mine don't. Good. Keeping the upper body relaxed. And now we're going to come back to wind reliever, this time with the legs open. So rather than drawing your 2 knees towards your navel, draw your knees towards your hips. Again, so legs are open. You might want to wiggle your feet a little bit. You might want to roll it out. And we're going to continue this motion of dropping the knees from side to side. If it's okay with your back, if it's okay with your abdomen, we're going to do it with the feet off the floor. If this is a strain, have your feet on the floor. So let's bring the thighs closed. Legs are touching. There's a little flex in the feet and the legs are up in the air. Good. The palms will be down on the floor. And we're going to drop both knees to the right. This time, if your shoulder pops up, that's fine. So bring your legs all the way to the floor. And now as you exhale, draw the thighs in towards your belly, roll across your low back, and drop both knees to the left. Exhale, draw the thighs in towards the belly, roll across the low back. Inhale, drop your knees. Exhale, squeeze the thighs in towards the belly, roll across the low back. Inhale, drop the legs. Good. So keep going, and you're moving right along with your breath. So as the legs are lifting, you're exhaling and drawing them in towards the belly. As the knees are dropping to the side, inhaling. Good. And just keep moving. And whichever side you come to next, let's keep the knees on the floor for about 3 breaths. Yeah. So if your shoulder has popped up, see if you can release and soften through the shoulder. Finding breath in the abdomen, 3 big breaths. The next time you exhale, thighs draw in towards the belly, roll across the lower back, and drop your knees to the other side, whichever that is. Again, we'll stay. Release the opposite shoulder. Take 3 big belly breaths. Good. Draw the thighs in towards the belly and bring your feet back to the floor. Legs are long on the mat. And just give yourself one more full body stretch. So reach fingertips above the crown of your head. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Roll your wrists. Roll your ankles. Good. Our feet are moving. Hands are moving. Reaching. And we're going to get ready to come into our table position. Good. So you can roll to your side. Come on up to hands and knees. Excuse me. And once you're there, we'll begin our cat and cow movement. So let's lift the sit bones up towards the ceiling, drop the belly, drop the chest, and look forward, coming into cow. And then sit bones drop towards the backs of the knees, draw your navel up, press into the floor, release your head. Good. And just keep going now for a few breaths. And we'll start to move our cat and cow into the spinal flossing movement. So when you're down in cow, your sit bones are coming back towards your heels. And then as you're rolling up into cat, you're coming out over your wrists. Dropping into cow, pull back. Rolling up into cat, rock forward. And so I always feel like this is kind of a Ferris wheel kind of movement. But just getting the hip joints involved. And keep a little softness in elbows. Elbows aren't locked. And then the next time you're forward in your cat position, we'll freeze. Bring your big toes together, knees open, and come back into an open leg child's pose. So you can come down onto your forehead or onto your cheek or onto your block. Let's walk the fingertips away from the body, stretching the back. And just settle down into your hip joints, feeling your belly moving as you're breathing. If your hands need a little break, you can wiggle your fingers here. So we're coming back up onto hands. And as you're ready, start to walk back and find table. Okay, we're going to do our swimming motion. So from table, we'll step the right leg back. I'm going to stay on my mat here. Right leg back. And as I look down at the floor, the arch of my right foot, my left big toe, my left knee, and my left wrist are all in a line down the center of the mat. For better balance, I'm going to bring my left toes behind me. Call that tripoding. And now the right arm is going to do the backstroke. So let's come up, around, and through. That's a nice big arm circle. Keep your elbow a little bit soft. And just moving some energy into the shoulder joint. Next time the arm is up, let's stay there. Arm is straight. Good. We'll open the fingers, press through the palm. And then if everything feels okay, the arm can drop behind just a little bit. So we're going to be opening through the chest and front of the right arm. Good. You might gaze at the ceiling. If that strains your neck, instead gaze at your left hand down on the floor. Good. Coming back to your neutral position. So fingertips are facing the ceiling, eyes are forward. And then we'll bend the left elbow a little bit so we can pop up. Pop up. Right arm rests on the outer right thigh, left arm frames the head. And let's just take a little side bend to the right. Taking a few deep breaths into the left side body. And feel your fingers, feel your toes. And then we're going to cartwheel back into table. So arms come overhead, arms come to the floor, and we're back in our table position. Good. Let's get ready for the same sequence on the other side. We're going to take the left leg back. So as I bring my left leg back and I look down at my mat, I see my right wrist, right knee, right big toe, left arch, all in a line. And then I'll bring my right toes behind me for better balance. Good. And now we'll back stroke with the left arm. Arm comes up, around and through. Good. Again, keep your elbows soft. Nice big breath. And then the next time your fingertips are up at the ceiling, let's stay there. Again, open your hand, press your palm. And if you feel comfortable, let the arm drop behind you just a little bit. It's just a few inches. Again, opening up through the chest, front of the left shoulder, left arm. And then your eyes may gaze at the ceiling or down at your right hand. Soften your right elbow and pop up. Right arm frames the head and we're side bending to the left. Good. So just a little dip. And then cartwheeling back into table. And once you're back into table, let's take the hands one step forward and we're going to roll the whole pelvis. So let your pelvis drop forward, pull out to the right and back, pull out to the left and forward. Good. That's a nice big rotation. And we'll do about 3 in each direction. So when you're ready, switch. And then walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. So coming back to your neutral table. And we're going to turn the right toes under and press back through the right heel. Okay, so stretching the calf muscle, the feet. And then let's switch. So come back to table and turn your left toes under, press back through left heel. And let's switch. We'll go back to the right leg, press through the heel. And one more time, left leg. Toes under, press back. And from this table position, we're going to do some hip rolls next. So come back into your table, and we might want to give our wrists a break at this time so we can interlace our fingers and bring our forearms to the floor. There's a little variation there. And we're going to take the left knee a little more towards center. So bring your left knee maybe an inch or two to the right. And we'll lift the right knee behind the body. So the right knee is bent and the foot is flexed. We'll bring the leg open, around and through. Knee up, open, around and through. And see if you can do about 5 circles with your right hip joint. And when you're there, let's switch directions. Bring the knee in towards the belly, open, around and through. And getting into that joint, big slow circles. And then land your knee. And now we'll bring the left knee back to neutral and the right knee comes a little bit more towards center. This is just for better balance. Bring the left knee up behind the body, knee is bent, foot is flexed, open, around and through. And again, the goal is about 5. And if your forearms are not better, come back to your hands. You can do this from your hands as well. And when you've done 5, switch directions. The knee comes in towards the belly, open, around and through. As best you can, stay tall in your shoulder joints. If you're kind of dropping in, if the shoulders are tired, you might want to switch to your hands. Good. One more. And then bring the knee down. Legs are closed. Child's pose. Good. So walk yourself back so you're rolled over the thighs. And the forehead can be on the floor, can be on a block. Another thing we can do if the forehead doesn't quite touch is to stack our 2 fists and rest the forehead on your stacked fists. And in this position, we're going to do 2 tense releases. So from your closed child's pose, feel the tops of your feet and press them into the floor. Squeeze your calf muscles, squeeze your thigh muscles, lift and squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze the glutes, and let go. Good. One more time. Tops of the feet press into the floor. Firm your calves, firm your thighs, press the legs into one another, lift and firm pelvic floor, glutes, squeeze, and release. Inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. Good. Okay, let's walk the hands back towards the body. And we're going to do our mini sun salutations. So all of our flows are good for Vyana Vayu, any of our moving postures. So for the mini sun salutations, we're going to go through one time slowly, right? Spending a little time in the postures. And then the second time we'll go right with the breath. Okay. So if you're at the end of your mat and if it's okay, you're kneeling down. Okay. So today my knees are kneeling down, not all mornings. Some mornings they don't. If your knees are not keen on that this morning, you can kneel up. You can start here. So I'm either here or here. Hands are at the heart. Drop your hands, inhale, bring the arms up by the ears. If you're kneeling down now, rise up. And look up at the space between your hands and imagine you can lift your heart into that space. Good. Stay here for a breath. And then we're going to come down into an extended child's pose. So your seat comes back, hands come to the floor. Draw forward into table and drop down into cow. Sit bones drop towards the back of the knees, roll up into cat. Release down into cow. And then from a neutral spine, turn your toes under and let's come up into down dog. And we'll stay in down dog for a few breaths here. You can pedal. Okay, so bending opposite knees is nice. Rising up and down on the toes. Wagging your tail, which is just moving the hips right and left a little bit. And then bring your knees back down to the floor, straighten your ankles. You can come back to cow here. Or if it works, the hands take one step forward, pelvis drops,
And it's a supported cobra. Yeah, so in either position, we'll hold for about 3 breaths. And then bring the sit bones back to the heels, extended child's pose. Inhale, lift up onto the knees, swoop the arms up overhead and touch the palms. Exhale, hands to the heart. If your seat comes down, kneel down, otherwise stay up. Take a moment. And so I think many of you know this flow well enough. We're going to go right along with the breath now. So when you're ready, drop your hands, inhale, rise up onto your knees, arms are up by the ears. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale, come forward into cow. Exhale, squeeze up into cat. Inhale, cow. Neutral spine, toes under, exhale, down dog. Drop your knees, straighten your ankles, walk your hands. Inhale, supported cobra. Exhale, sit bones back, extended child's pose. Inhale, lift up onto your knees, swoop your arms, touch your palms. Exhale, hands to the heart, stay up or kneel down. Good. Take a couple deep breaths here, relax across the chest and shoulders. And I feel like we should do this one more time. So when you're ready, inhale, drop your hands, rise up onto your knees. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale, come forward into cow. Exhale, squeeze up into cat. Inhale, cow. Flat back, toes under, exhale, down dog. Drop your knees, straighten your ankles, walk your hands. Inhale, supported cobra, or in yin we call this seal. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale, lift up onto the knees, swoop the arms, touch the palms. Exhale, hands to the heart. Stay up or kneel down. Take a few resting breaths here. And then as you're ready, we're going to start to make our way up onto our feet. So our standing poses are particularly good for Vyana Vayu because our standing poses usually involve the whole body. Standing a little bit further than hip distance apart, soft fist with the hands, and let's twist. As you're twisting, feel a lift through the crown of the head, nice and tall. And then we're going to step the feet back into position. So coming back to your mountain pose, and we'll interlace the fingers behind the back. And then just start to drop your fists down towards the mat. So the arms are sliding down the back of the body. And then keeping your teeth closed, let's lift the chin towards the ceiling. Again, don't strain. And then find your throat chakra. So right at the base of the neck, that indentation in the collarbone. And imagine you could breathe there. So inhaling into the throat chakra. Feeling the chest fill, the shoulders fill. And then exhaling and relaxing. Good. Relax your arms so your elbows bend. Bring your eyes forward. Good. So for just a moment, let's swing the arms. And we're going to come back to interlaced fingers behind the body. So once again, the hands come behind, interlace your fingers. And bring your elbows as straight as they go. right? So again, we don't want to lock them out. So just bring your hands a little bit away from the body and then see if you can lift your arms up off your body. Okay, so again, don't strain if that feels like pulling through the fronts of your shoulders. The hands could stay here and the shoulder blades slide together. Otherwise, the arms come up off the body a little bit, maybe in your body a lot, who knows. Eyes stay forward, and the focus now is at the heart chakra. And we're imagining that we could inhale right into the center of the chest. So for 3 big breaths, inhale, fill your heart. And exhale, soften your shoulders, soften your chest muscles. And then relax your arms, let them fall alongside. Again, we'll scissor. Just letting the arms take turns crossing in front of you. And then we're going to scissor parallel to the floor. So again, keep your elbows bent. And we'll continue to scissor. Now we're going to scissor overhead. Nice and tall, balanced over the arches of your feet. And let's bring the arms back alongside. Shake them out a little bit. Check your stance. So for mountain pose, the feet are parallel. Fingers are again interlaced and resting right on the sacrum. We're going to begin a moving forward bend. So as you inhale now, keeping your spine neutral, shoulder blades together, let's tip at the hip joints as far as you go with straight knees. You'll find a place where your body stops, and when you do, bend your knees, press into your feet, and come back up. Okay, so if your knees are a little wonky like mine, I just do a little pop. Your knees are very happy and healthy, you can do a bigger squat kind of motion here. Okay, so again, use your best judgment. Inhale, tip forward. Exhale, bend down into your knees, press through your feet, and come back up to standing. Keep going. 3 more. Inhale and tip. Bend the knees, exhale, come back up. We're going to keep going, and the next time that you are parallel with the floor or as forward as you come, we're just going to stay. So inhale, tip forward, and when you get to the place where either your knees have to bend or your back has to round, stop. Feel your shoulder blades moving towards one another, a little bit of play in the knees. And see if you can feel in your body that your root is in line with your crown. Again, so nice strong back. And then gently bend your knees and come up. Let's bring the arms up overhead, and we're going to interlace just fingertips. This is our fountain movement. So again, the knees are a little bouncy, and we're going to roll to the right, roll forward, roll to the left, and then if it's okay with your low back, roll back just a little bit, little back bend there. And so this movement is happening at your waist. And we're just drawing a circle up on the ceiling with the upper body. Again, soft knees, soft movement. And keep going. Let's roll the other way. And the next time you complete a circle, come up to neutral standing. Flip your palms up towards the ceiling. Inhale, press palms. And exhale, arms down. walk a little bit. And we're going to do some moving warrior ones. Yeah, so again, standing poses are good, moving poses are good for Viana value. So when you're ready, we're going to come to the short end of the mat. And I actually have a mat today. I'm usually on the rug, but lots of standing poses. I better have my mat. Okay, we're in mountain pose. We're looking out the short end. Let's take the left leg and rotate it open just a little bit so the toes are looking off the long end of the mat. And the right leg steps forward. Okay, so bring your hands to your hips and let's lunge. We're just bending and straightening the right knee and checking the distance of the feet. Okay, so now you've heard it 100 times, but the knee should stop at the ankle and not come out over the foot. Next time the knee is straight, arms are alongside, and we're going to inhale, drop in. Exhale, come up and press behind. Inhale, drop in. Exhale, come up and press behind. Okay, so now moving with your breath. And the next time you drop in, let's hold warrior one. So the palms are facing one another, chest is lifted, shoulders are relaxed. And if your balance feels good here, you can slowly let your eyes close. If that throws you off, you can have a hazy gaze here instead, so you can still see a bit. And then I'd like you to bring your focus down into your navel and start to take some very deep breaths at the belly. You can even have an ujjayi flavor to it so that you can hear those breaths. So think about this as your furnace and you're stoking the fire at the navel. And now see if you can feel that breath move out into your fingertips. So flow up into your arms, up into your hands, up into your fingers. Down into the legs, down into the toes. And then let's step together. A little walk. And we'll move with warrior one on the other side. Okay, so finding yourself back at the short end of the mat, looking out over your mat. This time the right thigh is going to rotate open just a little bit, toes look off the long end. And then if you can keep that foot down, perfect. Step your left leg as far as it goes. Hands are on your hips, and we'll take a few lunges, checking the position of the legs. Okay, so in a very healthy kind of warrior one, if you look down, your feet are on separate tracks. All right, so if you were standing on railroad tracks, your left foot's on the left track and your right foot's on the right track. And I'm just going to mention this because very strict alignment-based yoga, sometimes these positions are taught so that the left heel needs to be in line with the right arch. So that when I look down, it would be on one track. Okay, so you might have heard this cue before, right? If it was aligned on the center of your mat, it would go through your left foot and then through your right arch. However, two tracks, much better for SI joints, much better for pelvic health. So I'm not going to tell anybody which is better, but if you're keeping your hips really balanced, having your legs on two separate tracks, much healthier. Okay, front knee is straight, arms are alongside. Inhale, drop it. Exhale, draw back, press behind. And so again, just flowing with your lunging motion. And the next time you drop in, let's stay there. Good. Again, if it works, the eyes can close. Bring awareness down into your navel, and again, start to think about stoking that fire at your navel. And so sometimes in the Bastrika breath, we think about a bellows. So when you're blowing air into a fire, right, to kind of get the fire to flare up. So again, if you'd like to use a more of a Bastrika type breath or an Ujjayi breath, strong breath at the navel. As you do that, feel that heat, that breath move up into your hands. Feel that breath flow down your legs and into your feet. And then step together. A little bit. And we're going to face the long end of the mat now and take a wider stance. So step a little further than hip distance apart. And we're going to rotate both thighs open so the toes are looking at short corners. Again, hands can be on the hips and just a little squat and up. Okay, again, the depth of your squat depends on your knees. So if knees are healthy, you can drop your pelvis down much further. Good. Next time the knees are bent, let's have the hands at the heart. And we're going to inhale, come up through the center line, straight legs. Exhale and swoop back to prayer. Inhale, come up. And swoop back to prayer. Good. 3 more. Move right along with your breath. Good. Keep going. And then the next time that you're in your squat with your hands at your heart, let's stay there for 3 breaths. And then bring the legs straight, step together, and come back to your mountain pose legs. So let's practice our Agni Sara so we don't forget. Knees are soft, hands are resting above the knees. Okay. And don't just go right into it. Take a moment first to feel your low back lengthen and to really relax your body. And then start with the inhalation, letting go and filling. As you begin your exhalation, lift and squeeze pelvic floor, draw the low abdomen in, draw the navel in. As you inhale, release the navel, low abdomen, pelvic floor. Okay, let's shoot for about 8. And exhale, lift the pelvic floor, lift the low abdomen, draw the navel in towards the spine. Inhale and relax back down to the root. Good. If you want to use the abdominal lock as well, you're more than welcome to. Once you squeeze the navel in, pull up. And then drop down and release. Just keep going. Always stop whenever you need to stop. Otherwise, let's do 2 more. And whenever you're done, slowly bring yourself back up. And when you're done, so don't hurry, when you've finished, we're back in mountain pose. We have the hands pretzeled into the crook of the opposite elbow. And just stand in mountain pose for a few more breaths. So sometimes we don't think of mountain pose as being its very own posture. because it's usually kind of a springboard for whatever we're going to do next. But it is its very own posture. And so here, feel your body balanced over the arches of your feet. A gentle lift through your crown. And if your balance is good, close your eyes. And here in mountain pose, be aware of your whole body. So we can go in and we can feel the part of our body that's stretching or moving. Here in mountain pose, feel your whole body as one complete being. And our last thing before relaxation will be our pranayama. So when you're ready, we're going to come to a seated position, whichever is most comfortable for you, your cushion, your chair, your meditation bench, and have those tissues around just in case. So the Anuloma practice is very much a combination of Kapalabhati, which we've already done, and alternate nostril breathing, right, which you're probably familiar. So in the first round, what we're going to do is we're going to use the Vishnu Mudra, right, just like we do for Nadi Shodhanam. That's your thumb of your right hand and your ring finger of your right hand. Your pointer finger and thumb, I'm sorry, your pointer finger and middle finger might roll down. Okay, so the thumb is on the right nostril, ring finger is on the left. And we're going to do a nice big inhalation through both nostrils. So I'll tell you first. And then we're going to block the right and we're going to exhale hard out the left. Inhale softly through the right, exhale hard out the left. And we'll do that 5 times. All the inhales are coming through the right side softly. All the exhales are coming through the left side strongly. So it's just like a Kapalabhati exhale. Okay. So when you're ready, sit up nice and tall. Take a nice big inhalation through both nostrils. Block the right, exhale hard left. Block the left, inhale softly through the right. Block the right, exhale hard left. Keep going, 3 more. When you're done, take your Kleenex break if you need it. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So when you're ready, thumb, ring finger of the right hand. And this time the inhalations will be coming in the left, hard exhales out the right. So when you're ready, inhale through both. Block the left, exhale hard right. Inhale through the right. Block the right, exhale. Good, hard right. I'm sorry, I just messed that up. Inhale through the left, exhale hard right. Good. Inhale softly through the left. Exhale hard right. Good. So keep going. We'll do about 3 more. When you've gotten to 5, again, you can blow your nose. And just sit for a moment with sensation in the nostrils. And I'm very used to Nadi Shodhanam and moving back and forth, right? Keeping it on one side is a little different. Okay, so let's do another round and we'll do it in the exact same way. So we'll start with soft inhalations on the right, hard exhales on the left. So when you're ready, inhale through both. Block the right, exhale hard left. Block the left, inhale through the right, nice and soft. Exhale hard left. Good, keep going for 3 more. Rest. And on the next set, soft inhalations on the left, hard exhales on the right. And I just wanted to mention too, from a question earlier, you're taking full breaths, but this isn't a complete breath where you need to feel like you're inhaling all the way up to your shoulders before you exhale. So it's a big breath in, but we're mostly focused on the belly. All right. But not that feeling during complete breath when you're really using effort to fill the whole lungs. Okay. So it's going to be soft on the left, hard on the right. Start with inhaling through both. Block the left, exhale hard, right. Block the right, inhale softly through the left. Keep going. And rest. And clear if you need to clear. So you can probably feel that compared to Kapalabhati, it's not as strong, right? When we're doing it with alternate nostrils, a little bit more meditative. So the third round is going to be a little different. So if you know the breath called Bhastrika, it is similar to Kapalabhati. The difference is both the inhalation and the exhalation are hard. And because of that, they need to be shorter. Okay, so Bhastrika sounds like okay. And we're going to do that kind of breath still with alternate nostrils. And we're just going to switch from side to side. So it'll be exhale, inhale, switch. Exhale, inhale, switch. Exhale, inhale, switch. So something like and let's do about 8 breaths. You have your mudra ready. A soft inhale through both. Close the right. Exhale, inhale, left. Close. Exhale, inhale, right. Good. Keep moving. And exhale both. Good. Resting now with sensation in the nostrils. Soften your eyes, soften your forehead. And then when you're ready, we're going to transition to Shavasana. So it's chilly out there. I can hear my windows rattling. You want to get a fleece or your socks on, go ahead and get comfortable on the floor.
And once you're there, down in Shavasana, make whatever fine adjustments you need so that the whole body is supported. Feel the backs of your hands and feel your heels. We're going to do 2 tense release practices. So awareness is up at the crown of the head, and we start to furrow the brow. So wrinkling the forehead, bringing the eyebrows towards one another. Gently squeeze your eyes shut. Purse your lips like you're sucking on a sour lemon. Shoulders press into the floor. Squeeze upper arms, lower arms, and make fists with your hands. Good. Draw the belly in a little bit. Squeeze your buttocks, thighs, calves. Press through your heels. Hold your whole body tight. Squeeze, squeeze, release. And now flip your palms so the palms are down on the floor. Again, starting up at the crown of the head and moving into the forehead, furrow your brow. Knit your eyebrows together, squeeze your eyes shut, purse your lips. Shoulders press into the floor, squeeze upper arms, squeeze forearms. And then your 2 hands push into the floor like you're trying to get up, but you can't. Draw the belly in, buttocks squeeze, thighs squeeze, calves squeeze, and then point your toes away from your body. And if you're prone to foot cramps, don't squeeze the toes too much, right? It could be a soft point. Hold, 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 release. Soften the whole body, roll your shoulders back open so you're resting on the backs of your hands. Inhale through the nose and exhale out the mouth. And for something a little different, we're going to start down at our toes today. Feel your toes, all 10 toes. Relax all the little joints in your toes. And then travel up into the arches of your feet. And into your ankle joints. Relax your calf muscles, your knees. Soften your thighs. Feel your 2 hip joints. Feel your pelvic floor, low abdomen. Soften the glutes. And then continue to travel up now into the lower back, the sides of your waist. Relax your belly. And just watch the movement of breath at the belly. Soften up into the sides of your rib cage, across your upper back, shoulder joints. Soften your chest. And then begin to travel down your arms, softening the upper arms and elbows, the lower arms and wrists. Relax your hands. And as you deeply relax your hands, feel your fingers curl. Feel your 10 fingers. Feel the tips of all 10 fingers. Hold that feeling of all 10 fingertips and see if you can also feel all 10 toes. and the tips of all 10 toes. So when you're feeling sensation now, the tips of the fingers, the tips of the toes, hold. Good. And now relax that and move up into your neck, your throat. Start to travel into the muscles in your face. Relax across your forehead and around your eyes. Soften around your ears, across the back of your head. Relax the crown of the head. And once again, being aware of the whole body breathes. So as you inhale now, feel every pore in your skin, every cell in your body draw in the inhalation. And feel your whole body expand with breath. And as you exhale, feel your whole body exhale. So as one unit, every cell exhales and the whole body softens. And as the inhalation is entering your body, take a moment to feel gratitude for the prana vayu. So that's small p, the prana vayu, that brings this fresh breath, this energy, this prana into your organism. And with gratitude for prana vayu, that we are always nourishing our bodies. All right, so we eat and we drink as well, but your breath is nourishing you every moment of your life. And as you feel your exhale move out, feel a moment of gratitude for apana vayu, the vayu that takes what you no longer need and removes it from your body. So the cleansing properties of the outgoing breath that leave your body more pure, more light, and as you feel, especially the breath moving at the navel, a moment of gratitude for samana vayu. So for this agni, this fire that burns at your navel center. So somehow the wind chill outside in Buffalo is -20, but inside your body, it's balmy 98 degrees, right? Give or take. So you have an internal fire that keeps the body warm. This warmth spreads through the whole body. This warmth digests our food, metabolizes our breath, digests our experiences. So gratitude for samana vayu. And now for a few breaths, feel the upward movement of breath in your body.
So let's change our focus. So the inhalation enters at the root and travels up to the crown. Good. And just exhale softly. So we don't need to focus on the exhale. But with each inhalation, feel it enter through your pelvic floor and travel to your crown. And notice how you experience that upward moving breath in your body. You see it in your mind's eye as light traveling through the center channel. Is it a sensation of warmth traveling? A sensation of coolness traveling? So however you experience it, whether you see it, feel it, both, imagine it, is fine. It's perfect for you. And in our yoga practice, we're always working to bring our energy into the higher centers of our body. So having gratitude for Udana Vayu, the upward moving breath. It takes us from our lower chakras, our lower kind of preoccupations in life, into the heart of compassion, the creativity at the throat center and expression, into the mental focus of the eyebrow center, and into the universal connection at the crown. Now the evolution of consciousness, gratitude for Udana Vayu. And now thinking about how this whole organism functions together. Your body, your breath, your mind, your consciousness. All right. Somehow this conglomerate of different things is all held together and functions beautifully as you. And for this, we thank Vyana Vayu, the breath of integration. So for a few more breaths, move back to breathing with your whole body and hearing the sound of the mantra as you inhale, so, and as you exhale, hum. The whole body inhales, so. The whole body exhales, hum. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. And then as you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, maybe gently rock your head. And then you can roll to your side and come up to seated for just a few moments. When you feel ready, letting your eyes open. Well, thank you all so much for joining me this morning on this frosty cold day. Have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you again next Friday. So we're done with our values and we'll move on to something else. I'm always open to suggestions too. Is anything you want to work on, just send me an email. So thank you. Namaste.